Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite tart crust recipes. When you think of tart crust, you probably are thinking of a butter-based crust, but this is actually an olive oil-based crust, and the olive oil makes it way easier to prepare. First thing you do, take your flour and put it into a bowl, and then you want to add your other dry ingredients. A little salt, a little sugar, mix them in with a fork, and then in a separate bowl you want to mix your wet ingredients. So I'm going to take some olive oil, some milk, and a little dash of almond extract. And then I'm going to whisk this until it's emulsified, which takes about 5 seconds. And you can see it'll come together really quickly, and it just looks like cream. Next, you just want to make a little well in the center of your dry ingredients and pour the wet ingredients in. And then using the same fork, it's a very low dish recipe. Just start pulling in the flour from the sides. Now, you're probably wondering if you can convert your butter-based tart pastries to an olive oil-based recipe, and you can. The general rule is for every cup of butter, you want to use 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. This is not a foolproof ratio, but it will work with most recipes, and just give it a try. You might need to tweak your recipes a little bit, but that generally works. As you can see, the dough is coming together, and it's a very moist dough, which is nice, but not at all oily. And as soon as you get all the flour in from the side, just gather it into a ball. And I just put it right into this little tart pan. Plop it right in the center. And what I like to do is just, and this is the very best part, which is that you don't need a rolling pin. You don't need to have any like pastry rolling skills. All you need to know how to do is make a mud pie like when you were a kid. So once I get it sort of flattened, what I like to do is then take little bunches and then press them into the sides. And I like to finish the sides of the tart pan first. So you want to press it firmly without smushing the dough. But you'll see it's like super malleable. It'll be like your best friend because it cooperates, it doesn't sink when you bake it. You can also make this in a baking sheet. You can use this dough in almost any kind of pan because you're shaping it right into the pan itself. And then when I'm done the edges, I just press the rest of the dough that's in the middle to the sides. And you're probably thinking, how am I going to get this little bit of dough to reach the edges? But just be patient and press down, don't press out. Using this part of your hand, not just your fingertips, it will soon spread to the edges. And it also tastes, it has, because there's salt in there and the oil, it has this nice kind of like sweet savoriness to it. And so once you get it to the edges, you are done. And then your tart dough looks like this. Isn't that pretty?